Hello everyone. Actually, I have created a video, but my voice is missing in that video, so I'm trying to record once again here. So actually, I have changed the program here. I will create one more program. So I'm declaring one class. Yeah, in the last class, same thing. I'm declaring here class name. So LCL underscore something. This is a test one, and this is the definition part and end class. Okay, and the class LCL underscore. Otherwise, I will take it later. So as of now, here I am taking some public section. You already know about public section, product private sections also, and here I have declared some variables like data a type I, okay, and class hyphen data b type I, and class. Otherwise, this is a constant I'm not maintaining here because constant value will be same anywhere inside of the class or outside of the class, wherever it is. So I'm not taking the constant as of now. So just static and instance variables I'm taking here. Variables are attributes, whatever it is. And now, so in the last class, we already checked that uh, instance attribute and static attribute. So how it will call? Let me open. So here data the keyword here, data, a type I. Otherwise, by using data keyword, so this is the instance attribute. Okay, and how can we call this one? We can call by using the object name. Okay, and hyphen arrow mark, and here variable name, right? And the same way, if you want to declare any static attribute, then we need to maintain by using class hyphen data, right? And this is the static attribute. And how can we call this static attribute? By using object hyphen greater than symbol and variable name, or we can use the class name also. Okay, class name. And so we need to observe here, if we are calling the variable by using the object name, then we need to maintain here hyphen and arrow mark here. In the same case, if we are calling the same variable by using the class name, then we need to maintain here equal to and a arrow mark. So the instance attributes should call with only object. There is no other way. But coming to the static attribute, we can call it as from object as well as class name. Both it is possible here. Okay, fine. And I have created 1 minute. So this is the object one. Okay, I'm creating object one. So by using this object, okay, we can call this attribute A and we can call this attribute B, right? So by default, the value will be 0. I am not providing anything, any value. So by default, it will contain 0. So coming to the coding part, here, same thing I will do. So right, okay. So before that one, I need to create the object. First declare the object, then create the object. How can we declare the object? Data obj1 type ref2 and lcl test1. Create object obj1. So object is created here. By using this object, we need to call the attributes, right? So obj1 and a comma obj2, sorry, obj1 b. Okay, now let me check it, activate it, and execute it. So now 0 0 is coming because I'm not passing any value. I'm not assigning any value here, right? Now I will assign something value to these variables. Okay, how can we assign? obj1 a is equal to 10 and obj1 b is equal to 20, right? Now I will display this data. How can I display? I mean, I will write something description for this one. So write um assign values to a comma b from obj1, right? And I want to display the data. So obj1 a comma obj1 b, right? New line. Now check for syntax errors. There is no error. Activate the program and execute the program. So now previously 0 0 was there for a and b. Now the values I am assigning like 10 and 20, the 0 is replacing with 10 and for b also 0 is replacing with 20, right? The same thing I will maintain here. So initially 0 0 will be there, 0 0, right? So what is happening here? So whenever fine, let me complete it. I will explain you. So now in place of 0 I am replacing. So in this place of 0 I am replacing with 10, and here also in place of 0 I am replacing with what's happening. Okay, so here I will replace with 10 and 20. Okay, 10 and 20, fine. Data is updating, fine. Now what I will do, I will create one more object here. So only one class, okay, only one class, but we can create n number of um, objects. Okay, now how can first I need to declare the object, right? So I am giving the name as obj2, okay, object2, and for the same class, and I am creating the object2 here. Now fine, what I will do, I will call the variables from object 2. Okay, I am not passing anything value. I mean, I'm not updating anything now. I'm just simply calling the variables. So how it will come? So before that one, I will write something um, like not assigning value to a comma b from obj2. Okay, I'm not assigning any value here, and let us display this. Let us display the values here. Obj2, right? So I have created one new object. So obj2 a comma obj2 b, and activate it. It is activated and execute it. See, not assigning value to a comma b from obj2, but the value is coming as 0. This is correct, and for this one 20 is coming. Why it is coming like 20? So what is going on, right? So come here. So initially I have created object 1 and I am taking two variables a and b. So the default value will be 0 0 for a and b, and I'm updating this one with 10 and 20, right? The data is coming as correctly, fine. Now I'm creating one more object obj2 at the time. Okay, what is happening here? So whenever we are executing the program at the time, so system will allocate some memory for variables a and b. Okay, so here for object one, a and b, two memories allocated, right? And after creating the object two, SAP is creating one more memory for a and not for b. Okay, and not for b. Why? Because a is the instance variable or instance attribute, and b is the static attribute. Okay, so for instance attribute, so whenever we create the object, so at that time it system will separate one separate memory for that one, for instance variables or instance attributes. Okay, and coming to the static one, so whenever we are activated, whenever we are executing the program, at that time, system will create one static memory for, sorry, one memory for static variable. Okay, fine. And whenever we are creating one more object or instance at that time, system will check. So in this class, is there any instance variables or not? Okay, if any instance variables are there, then it will create one more separate memory for that instance variable or instance attribute. Okay, but not for static. Static is static variable memory will create only once. Okay, only once. But for instance attributes, it's not like that. Okay, how many objects you have created for the class, that many of memory spaces will allocate for those variables. Okay, so that is what I have explained in the last video, but my voice is uh, not clear. I mean, I don't know what happened the last video, so I'm repeating it once again. Okay, now I'm calling this object one a comma b, 10 and 20 is coming fine. And after that one, I'm calling obj2 a comma b. At that time, what is happening? So here, so one separate memory is allocated here, but the initial value is 0 for a. But for B already value is updating 20 from object 1, the value is updating here. So that is why it is picking from here. This is the central one. So you can create object 3, object 4 as well. Then the data for B will be same here. Okay, only single memory space will be there. So whatever the latest object updating, that value will update there. Okay, and coming to the instance one, it's not like that. This is um, specific for object. Okay, so this a is containing something value. This is specific for object 1. And let us see here, I will pass something 32. Okay, so this 32 will applicable only for object 2. It will not reflect in object 1 or object 3 4 5 like that. This is applicable only in object 2. Okay, object specific or instance specific. Fine. So 0, comma 20 is coming, fine. And now I will update something value from object 2, right? So before that one, write something. Assigning values to a, comma b from obj2. Now obj2 a is equal to something 89 and obj2 b equal to something 90. Okay, and display it. So write statement obj2 a, comma sorry a and obj2 b. Now line. Now activate the program, execute the program. Now we can see something data. So up to here 10 and 20 is coming. You understood this one. So because of I'm passing the value from object 1. So after this line, I have created object 2. From object 2 I'm calling the variables. See here. So initially the value will be 0. Okay, and the value is 20 is coming because the previously it is updated with 20. This is the central one. Okay, only one time memory allocate for this b because of static attribute. So even though I'm calling the attribute b from object 2, the data is coming like 20 only. Okay, and up to here this is fine. And now here I'm updating the value of a is equal to 89, and this is from object 2. Okay, this is from object 2. I'm updating the value here for a. 89 is coming. Previously 0 was there, so in place of 0 89 is coming now. And for b I'm updating with 90. Previously the value is 20. Now I'm updating to 90, right? Fine. Now I will write display a comma b on obj1. Let us see how the data will come here. Obj1 displaying, right? Right, you line. Activate it, execute the program. See how the value is coming for a. So previously 89 and 90 I was updated for object 2. Now I'm displaying the data from object 1, right? So here data is coming for a as 10 and for b as 90. Why it is coming like this 90? Okay, because I'm calling the variables from object 1. So what is the last update for a? So from object 1. So here, right? So this is the last update for the object 1. 10 I have updated. Okay, the 10 came here. And coming to the B. So B is a single memory space. This is not for object specific, right? So only one time the memory will allocate for B. So whatever the latest update from any instance or any object, so it will pick that value here. So last time 90 is updated from object 2, so that is why it is picking here 90. Okay, so this is the difference between instance and static. Okay, so when instance will pick and when static will pick, so you need to understand this concept. Fine. And here I am declaring some methods. Okay, methods get data, methods display data. Okay, now what I'm doing here, I'm maintaining something private section. So here in the public section, I'm maintaining one variable, one instance variable and one static variable and one method. That method is also instance method. Okay, how can we find out? This is the instance method, the static method. So if we find out the method is there, the keyword method is there, right? So this is the instance method. If we maintain class hyphen method, then that is the static method. So we will discuss about instance and static methods bit later. But as of now, I am just maintaining some instance methods only. Okay, I'm explaining about the public protect private sections now. So in the public section, I'm maintaining A and B, two variables. Otherwise, I will take this one also as B. Okay, A and B, two variables are two attributes I'm maintaining here and one method I'm maintaining here. Okay, and in the private section, I'm maintaining the display data as a method, right? Now, what I will do, startup selection. And before that one, I need to implement the class. Okay, so here in the get data, so this is one particular activity. Okay, method is one particular activity. So that activity code where we have to write, we have to write the code in the class implementation. Inside the class implementation, we need to write the method implementation. So in that one, we can write the code. Right now, I will implement the implement the class first of all. So class, so LCL test one implementation. Okay, I'm implementing the class here, and here I will maintain end class. So in between of class and end class, I will maintain the methods here. Okay, what is the method name? Get data. End method, and one more method is there. So method display data. End method. Click on pet printer. And you need to mention you need to remember one thing here. Here, methods I'm maintaining. I have added yes. Okay, methods. And while implementing this one, I'm just maintaining method only D. There is no S. Okay, if you remove here yes, then it will throw error. Let me check it. Okay, method cannot use in the current environment. However, similar statement methods can be used. Now I'm adding here S. So methods we need to maintain for the declaration part. For implementation part, not required. So method enough. So one more method is there. So okay, two methods implemented. Sorry. So fine. Now check it. So display data does not exist. Okay, spelling mistake something I have maintained here. So I will remove something P. Now check it. So there is no issue. Okay, and syntactically this is correct only. Now what I will do, I need to call the method, right? I need to call the method get data and display data like that. So at that time, how we can call this one? So as this is the instance methods, okay, instance methods, we need to call these methods from object only. Okay, we already discussed about instance variable or instance attribute and static attribute. Okay, how we can call the instance attribute static attribute? In the same way here also, if it is the instance method, then we need to call the method from object only. If it is the static method, okay, class hyphen methods and the method name will be there. That is a static method. So we will discuss the the static methods bit later. Okay, so if we are maintaining the static method and if we want to call the static method, then we need to call it from object name or class name, both possible here. Okay, so as of now I'm calling it from the object one object only. So here I am declaring the object name obj1. Okay, and after that one create object I have maintained here. These are the declaration and implementation only, but we need to call it here. In normal SC38 program, you are writing something program at the time. So you are declaring something data A is data A type A, B type A, and you are passing something A equal to 10, B equal to 10, and you are displaying the data by using wait statement. Then it is not it will not restrict any data here. It will display all the data, but I don't want to display like that. I want to restrict the data here. So I'm going for some public and protect private sections like that. Okay, and here we will write something events in the program. Okay, some startup selection, end of selection, some event purpose. Okay, our selection screen on like that, right? In the same way here also, I am so from where the code is starting here, from where the code will execute. So this is the definition part and this is implementing part, but there is no calling part. Okay, definition, implementation, calling. These three things will be there here. Fine. And now startup selection I have maintained here and create object obj1 I am maintaining. I am creating something object. So from this object to one onwards, I am calling the method. Okay, call method. So the instance name is obj1 or object name. Okay, we can call anything instance or object, both are same here. And now here the method name is get data. Right? And one more method is there, call method obj1 display data. Now save it, check it. So it is showing like private method display data cannot be accessed here. Okay. So as I told yesterday in the last class, the private elements or private attributes, private methods, private events, or private interfaces we cannot use outside of the class. Okay, we can use only inside of the class, means class definition and implementation will be there. So there only we can use those things. Let me try with protected section also. This is the private section, right? I will check with protected section also. Let me try with that one. Protected section, click on check button. So same thing, same error is coming. Access to protected method display data is not allowed because this is protected section. This is not public section. That is why it is throwing error. And I am calling the method outside of the class. So class definition and implementation is ending in 29 line only. So after 29 line, I am just calling the methods outside. This is the outside of the class. From 30 line onwards, this is the outside of the class. Right, in 38th line, I'm maintaining obj1 display data. So this is the protected section. This is under protected section. That is why the error is showing like this. Okay, fine. So what I will do, I will keep it in comment. Protected section, I'm keeping it in comment. And what will happen? So this method will consider under public section only. Okay, the public section is starting here, and after that one data method is there, and here also method is there. So there is no protected or private section. So all the things will come under only public section. Now click on check button, it will not throw any error, right? So just uncomment this one, protected section will be there. Now what I'm doing here, a is equal to 10 I am passing here, and b equal to 20 I am passing here. Okay, and so these are getting data, means we need to fetch something data. So fetching means by manually you can pass the data, or by using select query you can fetch the data, or by using something function modules you can get the data, whatever it is. Okay, just I want to get the data, that's it. And for displaying, I'm using one more method, that is a display data. So from here onwards, I need to display the data by using write statement or something function modules, whatever it is. Okay, by using this method only, we need to display. So find here write statement a comma b I'm maintaining, and now what's happening? Let me check it here. It is throwing something error, right? So I will keep it in comment. Okay, I will keep it in comment. Now what I will do here, I will write like call method me and display data. What is this me? I will explain you. So just check it. There is no syntactical error. Activate it. It's activated. Now I will keep the breakpoint where I need to keep. So I will keep the breakpoint at 39 line. Even if I execute the program, then also the cursor will come to the startup selection. It will not check anything before startup selection. Okay, system will consider before start of selection, it will be something declaration part will be there like that. The system will consider like that. From start of selection only, the cursor, the system will get to know after start of selection only, the executable lines will be there. Okay, like that system will consider. So I'm keeping the breakpoint in the create object here and click on execute button. So it will go to the debugging screen. So click on F5 button. So the create object is okay. Now I'm calling the method. If I click on F5 button, the cursor will go to inside of the method get data. But the get data is implemented in the 19th line. Sorry, in 20th line, right? So it will go inside of this method. So 21, the cursor will go to 21. Click on F5 button. So cursor is going to the 21 line and click on A, B, right? So initially A is 0 and B also will be 0. So click on F5 button, the value will update here. Right, the value is updating, and here uh, in the method implementation I am calling one more method, and here I am maintaining something me is nothing but the current object only. So from which object I'm calling this method? So by using obj1, right? So by using this obj1 only I'm calling this method. So the cursor is at 23 line, and we can see the method name here, get data, right? This get data method is calling from obj1. So here by using me, okay, by me, the current object name will come here. Current instance name will come here. This is the reference name. That's it. This is the reference name. Okay. So indirectly we are calling this one. If we use like this directly, call method obj1 display data, but this is a protected section, so it will throw errors. So even though if it is a protected section or private section, we need to call the method. At that time, we will do like this. Okay, call method and me. This is the current object name and display data. From this object, from obj1, the method display data will call here. If I click on F5 button, then it will go inside of this display data. So the display data is implementing in the 26th line. It will go inside of this method. So the cursor will come to the 27th line. So click on F5 button. See, the cursor is coming to the 27th line. Okay, so this concept is called here method within method. Okay, method implementation within method. So click on execute button. So the data is displaying like this, 10 and 20. Okay, so for example, if I don't want to keep this protected section, then system will consider the two methods are under public section only. then I will uncomment it. Okay, I will uncomment it and I will keep it in comment. Now what will happen? Let me check. There is no error. Okay, it's working fine. So execute the program. So cursor is at 37th line, right? If I click on F5 button, the cursor will go to this method implementation, get data. Get data is starting the implementation here, the 18th line. So it will go inside means the cursor will come to the 19th line. So click on F5 button. So A and B is updating here. Okay, A and B is updating here. If I click on F5 button, the method is completed, right? So click on F5 button. See the cursor is coming to the 38th line. Okay, so this method is completed. It is coming to the next method. If I click on F5 button, it will go inside of the method. This method display data is available in the 24th line. So it will go to the inside of the method. So the cursor will come to the 25th line. So click on F5 button. See, cursor is coming to the 25th line. Click on execute button. Okay, fine. So in this way, we can call the method inside one more method. Okay, fine. Now here I'm passing the values manually, 10 and 20 like that I'm passing, but I don't want pass the data manually. So I will give something inputs. Okay, so by the input it need to update. Okay, so here the declaration part get data is there, and here so I need to import. Okay, I need to import something values here. So I underscore a type I'm maintaining here, and I underscore b type I. Okay, two input parameters I'm maintaining here, I underscore a and I underscore b. Two input parameters I'm maintaining, and don't keep any commas here. Okay, don't keep any commas. And fine. Now I'm importing to this method, right? So by using this one, I underscore a and I underscore b, I will pass the data like this. I underscore a underscore a and I underscore b, I'm passing like this. Okay. Now let me check it here. So it is showing something error. No value was passed to mandatory parameter. Here I am taking something parameters, right? See here, the get method is containing two importing parameters. I need to import something value to this get data method. So that is why I'm maintaining something importing. But while calling this method, I'm not maintaining anything. Importing, exporting, I'm not maintaining anything here. So that is what it is showing something error. So that is a mandatory thing here. So what I will do, so if the method wants to import something data, then we need to export something value, right? We need to export something value. So the program will start from 34th line onwards. So before 34th line, system will consider like these are the declaration or something implementation will be there, but it will not call directly. From 34 line onwards, the program will run, right? And here I will maintain something parameters. So parameters p underscore a type I and p underscore b type I. Two parameters I'm maintaining here. Okay, now what I will do, this p underscore a and p underscore b, I will pass to this method. So how can we pass? So here I need to export the data. Exporting, so I underscore a is equal to p underscore a. Okay? And I underscore b is equal to p underscore b. So this is what we need to export. Okay. So why we need to export here? Why? Because in real time, what will happen? The class definition and implementation will create in SC24 transaction. We don't create any class locally. Okay, for understanding purpose, I am telling like this. We need to create the class globally in SC24 transaction. At that time, we will not see this type of code. Just simply code will be there. So at that time, what we will do, we need to create the object and the parameters declaration. So this code will be there. Okay. So in the next class, I will discuss like that only. I don't create local classes. I will go first global classes only. If you create the global class, then what will happen? The class will save in the backend in this format. Okay. If you save any class by using SC24 transaction, in the backend, the class will save in this format. Fine. And here I need to export something data. Okay, where I need to export. So P underscore A is equal to I underscore A. P underscore B is equal to I underscore B. So if you are confusing here, what I need to give here, importing, exporting, and the names, how I can give here. So then what you have to do? So give the method name get data and click on Control plus space button. It will show the method name and click on Shift plus Enter. Then automatically it will display the exporting parameter I underscore A, I underscore B. We need to pass the parameter values here. P underscore A and P underscore B. Okay, so in this way we need to pass. Okay, here from this calling method, I'm exporting P underscore A, right? So this method will import this P underscore A to I underscore A, and it will import the value, the P underscore B value, it will import to I underscore B. So let me check it. Is there any syntactical error? There is no error. Activate it and execute it. So breakpoint is here, fine. I will keep the breakpoint here and execute the program. And so here I'm maintaining something 89 and 74. Click on execute button. Okay, P underscore A, this is a parameter, input parameter I'm giving, and 89 and 74 is coming here, right? So this P underscore A 89 we are exporting. Okay, P underscore A we are exporting to this method get data. In this get data, I underscore A is there. This is the this I underscore A will import this P underscore A value. Okay, and here I'm double clicking on I underscore A, but it will not consider. I will type it manually I underscore A and I underscore B, but it is showing here I underscore A, I underscore B is invalid parameters or invalid variables. By using yellow color, it is showing here. Now, if I click on F5 button, it will go inside of the method, then it will not show the error mark here. Okay, automatically the value is updating I underscore A, I underscore B. Okay, so 8974 it is picking here. It will go inside of the method. Okay, and if you A and B values are passing like this. Okay, A and B values are passing like this. And if I click on F5 button, it will come to the next call method. And if I click on F5 button, it will go inside of the method implementation display data. Click on F5 button. So the cursor is coming to the 25th line. And if I click on F5 button, the data will display here 8974. Okay, so this is what I have explained in the last video. So in the next class, I will try to explain about the global class. In AC24, I will create the classes, and in the program, I just call the methods. Then you can understand a bit easily how importing, exporting parameters we have to use like that. Okay, as of now, just understand slowly. Okay, what is instance method, or what is the instance attribute, static attribute, how the value is flowing. Okay, and how can we give the importing parameters, and how can we call the method inside the method. Okay, this type of things, just practice. If you don't practice, then you will forget the subject. Okay, you have to practice more and more. Fine. And if you are confusing, okay, if you are confusing or if you have any doubt, then please ping me. Send me mail to okay. to this mail. And if you want to do any message, okay, you can send me message in WhatsApp to this number. You can send me mail here to this mail, or if you want to comment, you can comment it. I will respond in my free time in YouTube. Okay, fine. Then we will meet in the next class with new few more concepts. Then bye, Jai Hind.